What's up? This is Charlotte Sands, and you're listening to Dash Alt X.
Woo! All right, everybody, this is my Wand here at Dash Radio on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I got Dave. Today we got a very, very special guest, Massachusetts' very own, TikTok star, incredible artist. We're gonna talk all about her album, Charlotte Sands.
Hello. Wow, what an intro.
I had to, because the way I was introduced to your music, as I was saying, somebody asked me if I could do an interview this week, and I was like, no, I'm booked. And then they submitted me your Spotify, which I thought was an interesting flex because you have incredible Spotify numbers. And I just went straight to your new album. You know, I liked track when it hit good. I was like, hey, she's really good. Then Bad Day hit. Oh my God. I had a messed up bad day. I was in the car and immediately I was taken back to like we were just talking about that, like My Chemical Romance kind of, you know, like that Taking Back Sunday, Fall Out Boy, just screaming top of my lungs. I felt like I was in high school again.
I love it.
You're like a time capsule of that. You know what I mean? That music.
It's the biggest compliment.
No, and I think it's coming back. I hear it from you. I hear it from Blue T-Ray. I don't know if you know her, but Blue's like a really successful bass player that went viral on TikTok and now has all her incredible music, Water Parks. There's a lot of different bands and groups and artists. Olivia Rodrigo. You're hearing it now. It's like, I don't know what it is, if it's just like the trends, you know, times. But you were part of this wave of nostalgic music.
It's so exciting for me because it's like what I grew up on, like singing with you. It's like the kind of music that I've always been inspired by and always wanted to go to those shows and like fought for that kind of stuff. So I'm really, really excited that I get to be a part of like resurgence and this like renaissance of like the alt rock kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's a really interesting, when I looked up your genre, I want to say it was Spotify, it said metal pop.
Metal pop?
Somewhere I saw metal pop. Maybe I don't blame Spotify.
Honestly, kind of sick.
It
Don't know where they
is.
got it, but pretty sick.
I thought it was really sick, and I thought it fit well.
Thanks. That's a super, super sick way to describe it. I feel like I never know what my genre is. Every time people ask, I'm always like, I would say like pop, but I also like think it's alt, but maybe with rock influence and like this and this.
It's a little bit of everything.
Know. Yeah.
And I'm actually glad you brought this up. I always look for a segue into my favorite part of the interview.
Yeah.
Every artist I talk to, I have a big CD collection. And I had no clue what the fuck to do with it. So this is from my years of buying albums. And when I started doing interviews, I started giving artists an album that I thought might have inspired you or something you listened to growing up. So I had an interesting one I wanted to give you. I knew an artist album I was giving you the second Bad Day hit. I was like,
really?
Ooh, I knew who I'm giving her. But I didn't have the album I wanted to give you.
Okay.
But it's interesting what you brought up because, anyway, I'll
Oh my God, you
explain
actually
it to
have
you.
it.
I actually have it.
I
This is
love
Pink's
Pink. Oh my
Can't Take
God.
Me Home, right? If I'm correct. That's her debut album.
She's just like so iconic. She's one of the most inspiring like performers.
Yeah, she's
of,
incredible.
Like, ever. Just like the fact that she can be like, she's like literally an acrobat.
Yeah,
and, like,
she's so
full
underrated.
Singing and like belting. I just
That
watched
was
her
the thing.
documentary.
She really sings. Like, she doesn't get enough respect for how good she can sing. But there's a really interesting comparison I wanted to make. I don't know if you know, that Pink album is actually executive produced by Babyface and L.A. Reid.
No way.
So yeah, they were actually trying to condition her into like an R&B pop artist. And it's really interesting. When you listen to it, the music's not bad at all.
Yeah.
But it's like, doesn't really fit. Like there's the hit single on there is called Most Girls.
Yeah.
Completely written by Babyface. Sounds like an R&B club ballad. And so it's so interesting because I watched this documentary, and on her second album, Misunderstood, she left the label. I think she went to Interscope. That's the album I wanted to give you. I actually walked to Amoeba. They didn't have it.
No way.
I was so hurt because I had this one.
I have a shirt with that album cover
I
on it.
wanted to give you Misunderstood so bad.
You're fine. Honestly, this is really cool because I honestly don't think I've heard a lot of these songs.
It's interesting. And
so I'm excited.
The reason I wanted to give you that really is Bad Day. You cross like 3 different genres. There's some rock in there.
Cool.
There's definitely like pop, like that Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish pop vibe. But then there's like that rock, like that. like not heavy metal rock, but that
Yeah.
good Charlotte Fall Out Boy feeling.
I love good.
And
Charlotte.
then I want to say after the second chorus, my girl Charlotte broke out into a rap. You gave us 4 bars, and when it started, I'm listening, and I'm like, oh shit!
That's so
I'm like,
funny.
she's rapping, but then you so tastefully went back into singing.
Dude, it's so funny because like I would never ever be like I can rap. I didn't even write that part being like this is a rap. I was like this is a really fast verse because I honestly just like had no intentions of writing it. But like I grew up like to add more genre. I grew up and my brother was listening to a ton of rap and a ton of R&B stuff, and I think one of the big reasons I started writing music was because he would listen to like Kendrick Lamar and all these artists that were like their syllables and inflections were like the craziest, most interesting thing to me. I was like, how do they rhyme 4 times in one line? Like every single, if you like listen to like your favorite rap songs, like every single line could be like its own song. Like
absolutely,
and it's so well done. Like it's just so creative, and I'm always just in awe of it. But I remember listening, and I've always been such a fan of like fitting as much as you possibly can into like one line, and just having so many syllables and so many internal rhymes. And I get so excited about like lyrics and words, and I'm such a nerd for words. But yeah, so that part was so fun to write because it was just me being like, how much can I do in this tiny amount of space? And like it's so fun live because every time people don't expect it, and every time they're just like, what is happening?
Caught me so off guard.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so sweet. I think if you would have done it, like if you would have made that a whole rap verse, it might have fit, and it might have not fit. It made it a little awkward. But you jumped into it, and the beat went hip hop like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then you jump right back out. You're like, oh, I'm going back.
I'm just like, I'm not trying to be a rapper. I was like, I'm just trying to like.
But that's what's so cool is Pink also.
Yeah.
Pink could really dominate a lot of different Billboard charts.
Yeah.
That song on there, Most Girls, charted. And when you hear it, you're gonna be like, this is a great R&B song.
Yeah.
It was straight R&B, club R&B, kind of had like a hip hop vibe.
Wow.
And then Pink went into like, let's get this started, you know, get party started, which was more pop. But then she's also just done straight ballads, straight pop ballads.
Right.
She's done very just like songs that would be 100% rock.
Yeah.
And so I think for you, I wanted to say, I hope, because from what I heard on Love and Other Lies, you're capable of doing a lot more than just, you know, pop or just rock.
Yeah.
Do you. I wanted to say just always do you.
That's so nice. I'm so excited. Like this, I feel like being in the industry right now, I've always been so nervous about like people thinking I'm one genre because I'm not an artist right now trying to be like, I want to be a pop punk artist for my entire career. I'm like, I'm making music that sounds like this right now because that's the kind of music I want to perform right now, and that's like what's inspiring to me. But I've never been somebody who is like, I'm gonna be this my entire career. I'm like, I love folk music. I want to put out a folk album at one point. I want to put out. I wouldn't be surprised if I was on a country song. I don't care. And I want to be doing all of it. And I really do think that at this point in like music, the artist is the genre more than the actual genre.
That. Yeah.
And I think people cling to the artist more now than they cling to the actual like genre of the music.
Absolutely.
And
it's changed now.
Want.
Now like Ariana Grande's dropped straight hip hop songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've heard like Post Malone is kind of like the ultimate poster boy of like what genre is he? But it's like you don't have to be a genre anymore.
And he could put out like if Post Malone put out like a country album or put out like, and he could literally do like a Rascal Flatts collab, and I would be like, this is the coolest thing ever, you know? Just because I love him as an artist, and I think he's so talented, and I would just back anything he did. He could do an opera, and I'd be like, this is insane.
That's like me and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar could punch me in the face, and I'd be like,
I'd say
fuck
thank
yeah,
you.
dude. I'd be like, hell yeah, man.
Do
like,
it again.
Yeah, give me a little bit better, you know? No, but you're gonna also have these like diehard fans because the way you've kind of built your audience. I actually think, you know, there was an era of SoundCloud rappers, as they said, or SoundCloud artists. I think this era of TikTok artists, and I've told this to a few people, is so amazing because to blow up on TikTok, one of two things has to happen. Something crazy, viral, weird, niche has to happen.
Yeah.
Or you're just so talented and you make such good content that kids and people, adults, want to sit there and watch you again and again and again.
Seriously, the other one happened to me.
Yeah, no. Well, your moment was a little bit of both.
No, yeah,
because
it
you
was
are very
definitely
talented.
weird.
But Dress was such a unique, like,
Yeah.
When I first heard the song Dress, I hadn't done my research on you yet.
Yeah.
I like to go music first and then research. So I listened to Dress. I was hella perplexed. I'm like, she's clearly talking about a dude, but she's clearly saying you look good in the dress.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I don't get it. And I actually listened to the song twice trying to understand the meaning of it.
So funny.
Because the plays on it on Spotify were so big. So I'm
Right.
like, what the
You're
hell's
like,
going
what am
on
I
here?
missing here?
Looked it up. How cool. Has Harry reached out? Have you had any reaction?
I like to think in my own world that Harry is playing hard to get and he knows about the song. He just doesn't want to give me the attention yet, and I totally get it.
I love the way you put it, playing hard to get.
Yeah, but no, it's also funny, like, of course I picked the artist to write a song about that's, like, so not on social media. You know, he is, like, so far removed from, like, social media and, like, stuff like that. But, I mean, it would be absolutely insane if someday in the future he, like, heard it or anything happened. That would be, like, and honestly, not even for me, but for all the people who have, like, just championed this song and have, like, wanted that to happen so bad, or, like, we have to make Harry hear this. Dude, and I want it to happen for them because I think they would just, like, it would be the ultimate, like, end goal for everybody who's been a part of this song. I think everybody would be so excited about it. But, no, that whole experience was so wild. Like, I remember being, like, during the pandemic, everyone started downloading TikTok and everyone started getting it, and it was like, you have to go on this app. It's so crazy. And I was always so stubborn, always, and was like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want to download it. I'm not going to start making music this way. This isn't who I am. And then I made that video kind of to be sarcastic. Like, I kind of thought it was like I was going to prove that it didn't work and it wasn't right for me and all this stuff.
Wow.
And I couldn't have been more wrong. It blew up, and everybody, I think the thing that was the most surprising for me, though, was that, like, everyone's reactions were positive, and everybody automatically got it and were, like, just spreading so much positivity and love towards me. And I feel like, I don't know about you, but, like, I grew up where social media was, like, a very negative place.
Yeah, toxic, absolutely.
Yeah, and especially when you put out, like, personal things, and I'm putting out a song that is controversial to some people and people could be upset about.
Most definitely, yeah.
And so I think I was really prepared for people to be like, what is this about? Or why are you doing this? Or, like, I don't agree with this.
Yeah,
like,
men shouldn't wear dresses.
Yeah.
And fuck Harry Styles and Sean
exactly. And I, like, really expected that. And just to get the reaction I got and for every comment to be positive and to be, like, just so kind, and it was just the most insane.
Amazing. Well, I think your music comes from such a real place that people can connect to it and they really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, my personality and my identity is, like, it's all one thing. It's not, I don't, like, go home and I'm like, no, I'm not an artist anymore.
Take your makeup off and you're like, man, fuck that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. It's definitely who you are.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up, so your music is very personal. Personal, if I'm correct. Like, these are coming from real life experiences.
Yeah.
At least it sounds like it.
Yeah, I don't think I have a single song that was not written about, like, what I was going through.
So you're constantly breaking up with people.
Yeah,
or
you're breaking hearts.
You're constantly getting dumped or dumping.
Yeah, it's just a lot of heartbreak.
You're like a new relationship, not in that way. That came out bad. I just meant in the sense that, like, I almost feel like, and don't take this wrong, but you kind of live in the moment of being broken up with or breaking up with someone.
Yeah, I definitely like thrive in chaos.
Yeah, that's the way to put it.
But I think that another thing is, like, I just, like, my brain never shuts off, like, for inspiration purposes. Like, I literally have so many voicemails that you can hear me sliding my phone over from my bedside table in the middle of the night and me waking up and then just, like, recording a random melody. Yeah. And then you can hear, like, the pillow, like, under, like, it's so funny. And the next day, most of the time, I'm like, this is the creepiest sounding thing I'm, like, whispering. But I really do, like, always just leave room for, like, creativity and, like, inspiration. And I think that even right now, like, I'm in a happy place. I'm, like, good. I don't have negative feelings towards anybody or any of my exes or anything like that. But if I went into a room and I could still, like, channel that energy and, like, channel experiences from those relationships that I haven't written about yet, or, like, specific moments that I, like, didn't feel comfortable talking about at that time, and now I all of a sudden on a random, I think it's Wednesday, on a random Wednesday, I could feel comfortable talking
you were hit
about
with
it.
the
Yeah,
inspiration
and
about it, yeah.
random things also bring up memories and like random experiences. Like, for example, like being in LA like could trigger this thought or this thing that happened, or last time I was in LA with this, you know, and like it just so many experiences just like trigger different things, and I think that I just always kind of try and leave a ton of room to be inspired and to be creative when I want to be, and try and just like channel it all.
Yeah. Well, it seems like to me, and I've noticed this with a handful of artists. I don't think you write music when you're necessarily like happy, having a great day, and nothing's gone wrong.
Oh my God!
I think you're one of those people where you're like, ooh, shit just hit the fan. I feel some kind of way. I'm gonna put the pen to the pad.
Well, it's always a joke between like me and my like management team, because we were talking about like me being on tour and how I like have a therapist, and how like taking care of myself is obviously really important. And I have like the best team in the world, where they are like, your mental health is your priority at all times.
Amazing.
And I think every artist, that is the most important thing, having people that like put
Major
you
key.
first. Yeah. But I always joke about it, because I'm like, if anytime I'm like feel like I'm spiraling, I'm like, let's just push off therapy for a few weeks so I can like write some good songs. I'm like,
I need to make a new single.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey guys, as much as I would love to like take care of myself right now, I'm feeling like really inspired, so I'm just gonna sit in this like dark place.
If I was
for a
your
minute.
management team, I would have a Tinder account for you, and I would constantly be putting you in fucked up relationships so you
like,
can get
the
out of
worst
them
match?
and write.
Like,
But what's so interesting, because you write your music, if
Yeah.
I'm correct. So Bad Day, you had a really interesting thing you said, and I'm gonna butcher it. But you said something like, I had a messed up, fucked up, really bad day. But I'm pretty sure you said, and I like it.
Yeah, and
right?
I like it that way.
And I like it that way. Really interesting. And that was a moment where I was like, she kind of lives in the chaos.
Absolutely.
Kind of like in the eye of the storm, and you enjoy it.
And that song was specifically was so much about just being able. I feel like, I don't know about you, but every time that something's wrong, I have so many people that are always just like, it will get better, just like move on, or don't think about it, or all these things, and I'm forever trying to like fix things and like be like, oh, I feel sad right now, how do I get out of it? And we wrote this song just being like, it's also okay to just like accept defeat sometimes, and just be like, you know what, I'm calling this day an L, I'm taking the L, and I'm just gonna like restart tomorrow, but I'm gonna like sit in this bad day and like these emotions, and like that's also totally fine.
It is.
You know?
It feels good sometimes to like revel in that sadness.
Yeah, and not
emotion.
be overly optimistic all the time. I am such an optimistic person. It's so annoying to everybody around me. And like
your whole music, your music isn't pessimistic, but your music's all like, fuck this guy, I fucked up.
I think that's why I can write it, honestly, is because I like know deep down that like I'm gonna be fine and everything's gonna be good, so I can like really dive into like whatever emotions I'm feeling, because they don't feel permanent. So I'm like, I have to like turn them into something now before they like go away. But yeah, I just think it's also really important just to be able to like validate your own feelings and being like, today sucks. And I hate it, and I just don't want to do anything, and I don't want to talk to anybody, and I just want to like drive around and scream in the car, and then like do whatever I want, and then tomorrow, maybe if I feel like it, we'll start again.
You make really pretty art out of your pain.
Thank you.
Your pain turns into other people's pleasure. So
it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I hate to say this.
A blessing and a burden.
No, and it's a blessing for us and a burden for you. And I'm really sad I have to say this, but like I hope you go through some more bad breakups, like worse breakups. I wonder what the music's gonna sound like. But that's always the journey of an artist. My mom told me that when I was a kid. She said, because when I was like telling my mom I wanted to be an artist as a kid, she was like, artists never live for themselves. And she's like, artists, you have to give every ounce of you to your people. And so anyway, I envy your ability to be able to like take all that pain and sadness, bottle it up, and create music that makes me feel good and makes other people feel good.
I got you. Well, also, I think the thing is, like, it really does benefit me, because it's like having a group therapy session. Like, it's like counseling. If you think about it, it's like I'm writing these songs that I feel like certain emotions in these songs, but then I'm singing them live, and that's always like the full circle moment when I see like a row of girls at the barricade that have been there since 7 in the morning before I was even in the state, you know, and they've been waiting at the venue and they're screaming every word and we're like in this together. It's like such a crazy community of people, and so it doesn't like hurt me in any sense. It's literally like therapeutic for me to be able to write the songs and then be like, oh, we feel the same way and we've gone through this and we have this similarity and have this thing in common, and so it is super rewarding and
very interesting.
It's very
it's
worth
like
it.
a big group therapy between you, your producers, everyone you work with, and your fans.
And we're all just experiencing it in a different way and like a different narrative, and we have a different perception of the song and the music and everything, but somehow we have like one line or one string of like similarity somewhere in it. So it's like it kind of is peaceful for me. It's like very enjoyable. That's
a beautiful thing. Well, I think your journey is going to inspire a lot of young people, and just like the way we got so impacted by like the Good Charlottes, the Maroon 5s. When I say Maroon 5, Mike.
Maroon 5.
Shout out to Maroon 5.
I mean, I do love Maroon 5.
My guy, PJ Morton, I apologize if you see this. He was here with me a few months ago. All loved Maroon 5, but you're going to inspire a lot of people. And so,
thank you.
You know, like I said earlier, hopefully it's not too bad, but you know, to all the men out there, let's break your heart a couple more times. Let's get another few good albums out here.
It's hilarious.
But no, everything from the album cover to the album name, Love and Other Lies, to what I heard, all fit into this like beautiful like movie.
Yeah.
It was like a really fun breakup movie, which is weird.
Honestly,
you know?
that's a great way to explain it. It really was just like so many different chapters of so many different parts of my life, and that I was like felt like
how many men did you offend? Did any of these men like hit you up like that was fucked up?
Dude, well honestly, like I've had people reach out to me. I think that like most of the people that I have had relationships with in my life understand that like nothing I ever write about them is supposed to, even if it is like very specific or personal or anything, I'm just like, I owe it to everybody to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I owe it to be honest to myself. I never want to be in a room and not write something that feels true to me because I'm gonna like maybe potentially hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
Unless I'm like giving away information that would like put them in danger. If I was like, you live at 6015 Peachtree
He comes
Street.
home at 3.
Yeah. This is his social security number. Like that would probably be like a little bit inappropriate and reckless. But I think talking about like something that is just as much my story and my experience as it is theirs, I think that I have the freedom and I should.
No, definitely. I just can imagine a few of these guys.
Oh, I've definitely gotten the text.
Okay.
About it.
Like,
yeah,
hey, I
sure.
listened to that song and I'm really sorry. I didn't realize I did that or something.
Well, also it's awkward for me because people have heard the songs that I've written about them when I was like, they thought I was like just like not into them as like they were and these kind of things, and so they were like, oh, I had no idea you had a crush on me, and I'm writing a song being like, I'm in love with you, you know what I mean? And they're just like, we went on one date, you know? And those are like the awkward scenarios.
I can
for me.
imagine.
And then they're like, you're crazy and like good thing I didn't date you, those kind of stuff. But at the same time I'm like, well, everybody screams this at these shows now, so it's fine. They're
gonna be, these men in their heart, the way they broke your heart are gonna be immortalized in song.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to end this with apologizing from every guy ever, because you called out literally every guy ever, and I wanted to apologize on behalf of every guy ever. We are pieces of shit. Us men are some of the worst animals in the world.
Hey, everybody can be.
So, but I also, you know, every girl ever is also, you know, kind of.
That's two sides to every coin. It's coming.
I'm putting the remix out. Every girl ever. It's gonna be a hip hop track. We're getting Uzi.
Just watch you get like dragged for it. I'm like,
no,
I'm
definitely.
so sorry.
No, definitely. But Charlotte Sands, Love and Other Lies, incredible project.
Thank you so much.
I'm proud to be a fan. I'm proud to share the music with people. I honestly shared it to my best friend Vic, who shares me all the new music I ever hear. I'm like, dog, I got one for you. Send it to him, and I'm like, listen to this shit. So I really believe in it, and I genuinely did this interview because I believe in the music so much.
Thank you so much.
And having met you, I believe in you. So
very nice.
If you were a stock in the stock market right now, I would invest heavily because I think you're gonna be out of here.
I thought you were about to say like a stock in like the wheel. What's that saying? That's like, and I was like, where
the
are you
needle
going?
No. Like in the stock market, like you're trending. I think you're about to take off.
Okay, cool. I like
you're
that.
You're about to take off. Charlotte Sands, what can we expect next from you? New music, new album?
All of it. I mean, this entire year I'm gonna be playing shows. I'm gonna be touring. I'm barely gonna be home, and I'm so excited. And then a lot of new music. I am not going to stop releasing music. I think that to be happy and to live my truest life, I have to constantly just be putting stuff out. So a lot of new music, a lot of shows, a lot of very exciting announcements and collaborations.
Very exciting.
So we'll see.
I'm a fan, so I cannot wait to see what's next. And I'm going to be listening to Love and Other Lies. And I went back. I was listening to Blame It On My Exes. And I went back. I'm a big fan. So you give me that nostalgic feeling. And I had to thank you for giving me that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for listening. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Everybody, this is Charlotte Sands. Go listen to Love and Other Lies right now. I recommend just go top to bottom. But if you're going to pick a few songs, Bad Day, and the second to last song, what was it called?
Does it Want You Like That? Keep Me Up All Night?
Keep Me Up All Night. Keep Me Up All Night. This gave me this like Phil Collins, really big feeling.
Wow.
Really big feeling.
I love that.
Everybody, go check out Charlotte Sands right now, and you can hear her on Dash Radio, Dash Alt X. We already have her in rotation.
Love it.
Alrighty, everybody, we're out.
Bye.
Oh.